Right, well, my next guest is Mr. Mike Thompson of Texaco. Now, that's a large oil company. Now, so what do you do in Texaco?
Well, David, I'm a marketing manager in the chemical division.
I see. What do you mean by the chemical division?
Well, Texaco has 6 divisions, of which the chemical is one of them.
What precisely does it do, that division?
Well, the exploration division of Texaco explores for oil, produces the oil.
Yeah.
Then we take the oil, the crude oil,
Yeah.
and we make it into many different products. One of the ones I'm interested in is we put in naphtha or butane and get ethylene.
Yeah.
And then make all kinds of ethylene derivatives, which I sell.
Now, in your pursuit of the finding of oil, you travel far and wide.
Yes, I do travel far and wide.
Always with your hand in your pocket, I see.
No, I just do that sometimes, and especially not when I'm being interviewed.
I see. Well, now, marketing oil is something of a problem, but you have another interest in this life, and that is women. The fair sex, we call them, do we not? Now, what do? Do you lust after them? Do they attract you? Are you fascinated by them?
Which question shall I answer first?
Well, I'll take them in order. Do you lust after them?
No, I don't, David.
Do they fascinate you?
Yes, they do, David. And most of all, I admire them.
You admire them? Well, that's very interesting. Now, what attracts you to a woman? Now, I have seen many very beautiful women in my time, but what attracts you to a particular woman?
It's her eyes.
Her eyes, I see. Is it the colour of them, the depth of them?
It's these things as well as just the expressions and the messages which they convey.
I see. Doesn't the voice convey even more messages?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. So you're saying that as long as a woman has these beautiful eyes, she will attract you. And the minute she opens her mouth, the voice will appall you.
She doesn't have to be beautiful, David, for a start. It's just, I love looking in women's eyes.
Oh, I
it's
agree.
very difficult to get women to actually return the look.
I see.
They sometimes look away. And of course in Saudi it's impossible.
I see.
But I've tried.
Yes. With no success.
And escaped.
Are you admitting failure?
Yes.
You are actually admitting failure?
Yes, sir, I admit
I
failure.
see. Where do you believe, then, are the women the most attractive and the most charming?
I don't believe there's any particular geographical region at all.
Yeah.
I think women the world over are attractive
Yeah.
in one way or another.
Now, what else do you find? Is it only your eye, their eyes? Do you go around looking deeply into women's eyes? What other things attract you about women?
I think I'm very attracted to women because of the large number of roles they fulfill in this world
Yes.
with great ease, and they really make us men look rather inadequate.
I agree with that, too, in many ways. Would it not be a very dull world without them?
It would be an impossible world without women. Absolutely intolerable.
May I ask you a very personal question? Are you married?
Yes?
You are. I just wondered, that's all.
Indeed.
Does your wife know of this profound interest you have in her?
By God, she does.
You know?
She discovered that at a very early age.
Yeah. Did she have to discover it? Were you open about it and frank about it?
No, I met her actually when I was a summer vacation job as a sailing instructor.
Yeah.
And I think she realized then that she was in for a very tough time because my eye roved from the moment these young ladies, which they mostly were, appeared at the end of the pier and became our students. Not just myself, but other fellow instructors. And I think she realized then that she was in for a tough time. Indeed, if I can remember rightly, through a Hague of Glenfiddich, I remember proposing to one of the girls in this course. And she told me at that time she'd never marry me.
Very wise, I may suggest.
That she would never have anything to do with me at all.
Yeah.
And why, I asked? She said, because she simply couldn't trust me.
Ah. Well, she saw that in your eyes, I've no doubt.
She saw me.
That's right, yes, yes. Now, women make great yachtsmen, don't they? They're great sailors.
Well, I wouldn't say them all, but you've seen some very good examples recently, yes.
Certainly as good as some of the men have proven recently.
Mm.
Well, now then, were you always like this? When did you develop this great interest? Was it early in life?
It was at the age of...
Oh, you're over the hill a bit now, Mike, right?
I seem to refer to my time at boarding school monotonously often in this particular course. But it was indeed there at the age of 14, I seem to recall, that I first came into contact with the opposite sex.
Yeah, that's very interesting. You see, it's the same parallel with myself. You see, I was born on a farm. And I lived in the world of stallions, rams, and bulls. Well, now, you see, a ram, the weight of a ram's testicle to its body weight is the highest ratio of any domestic animal. And when you see them perform, and the amount of work they have to do, and see them come back to base, as it were, cross-eyed, cross-legged, and erect, they need a lot of feeding up after that.
I've no doubt, David.
But it's just the awareness, is it, of these young ladies that fascinated you?
At that time, yes.
Yes,
Yes, it was
in other
innocence.
words, yeah.
I was innocent.
Man, when did you lose your innocence?
I refused to answer that
You
question.
refused to answer that question. Very well. Well, now, when did you become sexually aware?
No, I refused to answer that
You
question.
refused to answer that question as well. I have ways of making people talk.
I wish you would produce them, David, because I'm quite fascinated to see them.
Well, now, if the only fascination is the eyes, there must be something else.
Yes, there is, but it's primarily the eyes that attract me to women.
Fascinating, this.
And then I go down to the other end, to the ankles.
Yeah. I see. That's interesting, too. But what about personality?
Well, I usually find that after I've looked in their eyes and I've checked their ankles, then I get down to the serious stuff.
I see.
I'm
Would you
trying
care
to-
to define the serious?
Yes, the serious stuff is striking up a conversation.
I see. That's interesting.
Yes.
Well, now that comes up to my point, you see. If the voice isn't attractive, the conversation, to my mind, is going to be extremely dull. And I can see you thinking, dear God, do I have to put up with that voice for the rest of my life?
Indeed.
And turn you off, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That's very true.
I see.
Yes, indeed. There's some accents I just can't stand.
Yeah. Now, in your travels, a very serious question, this. I see a lot of Asian women tremendously attractive. Now, I find American women strangely unattractive. Will you go along with that?
Well, it's a generalization, but David. But sometimes, some I do. I think the thing that puts me off are their accents sometimes. Rather.
Well, there's a mystery about a woman, isn't there? The aura of mystique. How do you experience that? What is it that fascinates you? Must be more than the eyes. Because you've got a wandering eye, you see.
I certainly do, David.
Yeah.
I think I really described you, David. I think I've gone as far as I can describing you the attraction that women
I
have
see.
to me.
Very
their
well.
eyes.
Very well. Now then, were you asked on a television program like this to say a few words in praise of women, what would you say?
In praise of women.
In praise of women, yes.
Well, David, I thank you long and hard for that. I'm just extremely grateful they're here to lighten up our lives.
I see. Just to brighten them up.
It's I cannot imagine life without women.
That's right.
I really cannot. And I cannot sing highly enough of the work that they do, look after us. It goes on, the list of things they do for us. They really
Well,
make life tolerable.
Yeah. I think you might well produce a poem one day, a little sonnet, Mike Thompson's, in praise of women.
Yes. I'd love
Thank you,
to.
Mike.
Thank you, David.